So, are you asking the examples?
I'm asking about the definition and the example both. Okay.
Sir,
Mhm.
um, sir, is it like parts of the plant?
Yes, parts. They are obviously parts of plant. Good. And
Major role in the life cycle of a plant,
Mhm. Good.
like food,
Like preparation of food.
water,
Mhm.
food, water, and nutrients.
Okay. And their examples are
Um, Root,
roots. Very good. And
stems,
hmm,
and leaves.
and leaves. And leaves. Okay. No. Very good. So these are the vegetative parts of a plant. No? Okay. So vegetative parts usually they help in carrying out the necessary life processes for a plant, right now. But although they are there to carry out the necessary functions, but we know that there are some plants that can grow out of these vegetative parts, right? There are some plants that can grow out of the vegetative parts. Like we had some examples, if you can recall in the previous class, all these are the vegetative parts of the plant, like the root, stem, huh, bulb. All these are the vegetative parts, and like the runners, they had the stem in it. The roots, leaves, stems, all these are the vegetative parts of a plant. But through them, some new plants can be grown. Right now, for example, in the case of roots, so roots, sweet potato can grow out of the roots. Huh? Like dahlia, it can grow out of the roots. In the case of leaves, we have bryophyllum, you have begonia, 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 that can also grow out of the new leaves. So although we know that the vegetative parts, they are mainly for carrying out the necessary life functions like preparation of food, that is done by the leaves, absorption of water and mineral, that is done by the roots, uh, transport of food and water, that is done by the stem, and the stem also provides support to the plant. But here, those vegetative parts are modified, like the sweet potato has a modified root. Okay, no. So rather than being a function, rather than the normal stem, here it is storing the food. There are different type of stems now, like this tuber, this rhizome, this all this that you see over here. These were the different types of modified stems. So, or I mean to say roots actually, not the potato one. Okay, no? Only this one over here. Talking about the root. So we learned that new plants can grow out of the vegetative parts of a plant. Like new plants can grow from the root, from the leaves, and from the stems. Also, this can happen in the natural manner, and it can happen due to human intervention also. If we are manually doing it, then it will be called as artificial vegetative propagation. In the case of both of you, turn your cameras on in the class. Pringa, you can turn your camera on if your network connection is stable. So we learned about the vegetative propagation by the roots, where we learned that from the parts of the roots, now birds grow. Birds have a small tissue-like structure that will grow into plant later on. So there are some roots that are modified roots, like they are the tap roots. Huh? They are tap roots, and they are modified to store the food. And also, they will be carrying out the function of reproduction in some plants also, because they will grow some some structure on them called as bird. Okay, these are tiny structures, tiny tissues, and this bird will grow into a new plant. We have the example of sweet potato and dahlia, like the one you can see over here. So we did discuss about these. Okay, now we have discussed about these. Then we learned about some underground stems like rhizome. This ginger is a underground stem, and it is called as rhizome. Like this ginger and potato, both of them are underground stem. But how are they different? Like this ginger nut, it grows in a horizontal manner like this. It spreads in the horizontal fashion. Getting my point now? It will not be growing in the vertical direction, not growing in the downward direction. So it will be kind of spreading in the horizontal direction, right? So we had the example of this rhizome. It's a underground stem, and it's modified to store the food. Why we call them modified stem? Priyanka, why do we call them modified stem? Yes. Abu Bakr, why do we call them as modified stem? What's the reason behind calling them modified stem? Yes. Guys, am I not audible? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Mhm.
It is because they are different from normal stem.
Okay, so what does the normal stem perform or function? What is the function of the normal stem?
To transport nutrients.
Only nutrient or something more? Transport water also, transport food also. Food
Water.
is water and nutrient, and the food prepared by the leaves. But here what does it do? It stores the food. That's why we are saying it to be a modified stem. Got this now? That is the thing here. Then we had the case of the potato also. That is another modified stem. That is also a modified stem. And okay, Priyanka is here in the waiting room. So talking about the potato. So potato, just like the tuberous stem, potato, these are the tubers, stem tubers. Okay, now. So they will be storing the food in them, and they have eyes on them, like eye-like structure. These structures are called as eye. And out of these eye, now birds will start to grow, and later on it will grow into plant, as you can see in this image. A new plant has emerged out of it. So potatoes are examples of another modified stems. Then we had the example of runners right now. So runners are basically horizontally growing stems that grows or kind of crawls on the ground. Crawls on the ground. Some of the examples were that of grass and of strawberry and of mint also. Okay, now mint. So I think the one that you see over here, this is the mint plant, if I'm not wrong. Okay. So we had the example of mint. In Hindi or Urdu, I think it is called as yeah, pudina, like that. You'd be aware of this, right? So runners were basically, they would be growing along the grounds, like stems of those plants would be growing along the grounds, as you can see over here, and they contain buds on them. So means birds are present on them also, right now. And those birds, when it will be coming in contact with soil, so then roots will start to grow out of it, and a new plant will start to grow out of it. That is how runners will be growing. What is the another name for the runners, like these stems? What is the another name by which it is known as? Yes. What is the another name for runner? Just look at the slide. By the help of this, you can answer.
So what?
My question is, what is another name of runner? This runner, which is known by one more name. Yes, yes. Yeah, Priyanka.
Sir, stola.
Exactly, no? Okay, no? Stolon. Okay, no? Stolon. Stolon. That is another name for the runner. Okay, Priyanka, you rejoin again. I think if we're having network issue. That is the thing. Okay. Okay, what is this leaf called as? Habib, what is this? Sorry, Abu Bakr, what is this? What is this leaf here?
Sir, those are buds on the leaf.
On the leaf, these are the birds present on the leaf. What is the name of this leaf here? That is bryophyllum leaf. Okay, ना ये bryophyllum leaf है. So we know that like leaves of some plants, when it will be getting detached from the main parent plant, so as it will be falling on the soil, so it will new plants will grow out of it. How does that happen? Because they also have birds present on them, and when those birds will grow, it will grow some roots also, and if it gets if it is on the soil, then a new plant can grow out of it. So we have some examples of bryophyllum, adiantum. These are the plants that can grow out of their leaves. Getting it, Priyanka and Abu Bakr. That is the thing here. We had the special case of the bulbs also. Okay, now where I showed you guys one image over here, like this one, right now. Okay, so bulbs, these are kind of underground stems to which the leaves are attached. Like these green leaves, they are attached to the bulbs. Okay. And now these leaves are capable of storing the food. Like the food is stored in these leaves. You know, like this is eatable. It is added in many food items. Okay. So there are some many plants like onions, tulips also, right now. So they have this condensed underground stem. Like this structure, it's a underground stem. Underground stem, which is called by the name of bulb, bulb. It is called as bulb. Got this now. So onions are kind of underground stems. Right now, basically they are underground stems. And if you were to plant this onion, then new onions will start to grow out of it. That is the case of the onion. Okay, now. So that was all about the natural ways of vegetative propagation which we had learned so far. Okay. Next, we are going to do some questions and then we are going to proceed further. You'll be answering the questions which I'm going to assign only. Okay, now. So you guys answer the question number 8, answer in the chat box. Answer this question. The process in which plant can give rise to new plants without seeds. Without the seeds. Just write the option number. No need to write the whole option. Yes, done. Write it quickly, guys.
Yes, sir.
And send it on the correct ID. Okay. Let me drop a message to you guys so that you can, or you know where you have to answer. Okay, no? Send here. Yes, Priyanka, very good. That is correct. That is correct. Okay. Okay, from this you have to do only that question. Later questions would be able to do just one more question is there. Question number 11, answer this one also. Abu Bakr, you haven't answered it yet. Yes, Abu? You still haven't answered the question number 8.
So I should do the answer the question number 11.
No, you had to answer this one too. And you'll be answering the next one also. Both questions. Answer it quickly. In fact, we have been discussing about this. Yes, Priyanka. The process in which new plants are produced from different vegetative parts like leaves, stems, and root, what is that called as? After this now, Like right now, we have learned about the natural vegetative propagation. After this, we'll be learning about artificial vegetative propagation methods. Yes, Priyanka, very good. In fact, we have been discussing the same thing.
Yes, sir.
Uh, Abu Bakr, like why you are taking this much of time, Abu Bakr?
I'm answering it.
Uh-huh. Okay, question number 10. Meanwhile, answer this one also. Question number 10. The production of new individuals from their parent is known as. By the way, what is the current
Sir, I
population?
don't know.
Don't know. Go through the options. Like when new individuals are produced from the parents. Is it pollination, reproduction, fertilization, or fragmentation?
Sir, I know. For the eighth one,
Uh,
sir, it is asexual reproduction.
exactly. That is asexual
And
reproduction.
then
Good.
for the 10th one, it is reproduction.
Reproduction. Good. Then
And then for the 11th one, it is vegetative propagation.
propagation. Good. Got this, Priyanka? For question number 10, the production of new individuals from their parents is known as reproduction. No? Reproduction is simply the act of giving birth to individuals of same kind. Okay. Okay. I had one question coming to you, a question of general knowledge. What is the current population of India? You guys know about that? What is the current population of India? More than 100 crore. It's about 140 crore. Okay, and it has about 140 crore. Getting it now? And in fact, India is the most populous country in the world. Okay. Anyways, getting back to the next part of the chapter. So far we had learned about the natural vegetative propagation where humans were not intervening. Humans had no role there. But what if humans were to have a role in vegetative propagation? So artificial vegetative propagation, this is a type of vegetative reproduction that is carried out by the humans in the fields and even in the laboratories. Some of the common types would be including grafting, cutting, tissue culture, and layering. These are some of the artificial vegetative propagations that we carry out. Many times you would have heard of that, like we can grow so many different species of mangoes in one single plant. You would have heard like different flowers of different colors are growing in the single plant. Hmm? So how is it done? Getting it? So we'd be learning about some techniques like grafting. Okay, we'd be learning about grafting right now. Like for example, there's a 15-year-old tree in Uttar Pradesh here in India, like which can produce about 120 varieties of mangoes. Okay, now it can produce about 120 different varieties of mangoes, just one single plant. Okay, now you might you should be knowing about this person. Like there's a person called as Mango Man of India. Have you ever heard of this name, like Mango Man? Priyanka, Abu Bakr? There's a person by the who has been given this title, like he's called as Mango Man. Like I think by the name he goes by the name of Kalimullah Khan. Huh? Kalimullah Khan. Now he is given the title of Mango Man of India. So why he is called as Mango Man of India? Because he has grown about more than 300 varieties of mango on a single tree. Getting my point? What I'm saying? So all this is possible because of the artificial vegetative propagation. All these things are possible. Okay, na? So which is what we are going to learn about. Here you can see cutting, layering, grafting, tissue culture. These are the four different ways of methods of artificial vegetative propagation. Talking about the cutting, In cutting, basically, what do we take now? Like we take a stem with nodes and internodes. It is cut and grown as a new plant. What do I mean to say? Have a look at this image over here. I mean to say this one actually. See, actually, I don't think we have the image of the node over here. Okay, anyways. Basically, in cutting, what we do now, we take a stem which has nodes present on it. We take a stem which has nodes present on it. What do we mean by this? Like if you were to look at some stems of some plants, let's say you have taken a money plant, it is observable very easily. So let's say I have taken a stem of a money plant. Let's say you might be having this plant at home. So if you were to look at the money plant now, for example, you can find these structures at several places like this. Have you observed this on the stems of money plant? Yeah. Getting my point or not? Just Priyanka and Abu Bakr, getting what I'm trying to say? Or just go through this image once again. In this, you can obtain or observe the nodes over here. Here you can observe at certain places, nodes are present here. Just allow me to take one image, a very clear image that will clear what I'm talking about, because we can do cutting with a stem in which nodes will be present. Okay, now while cutting is done now, while cutting method of artificial vegetative propagation is used, so it is important that nodes should be present on the stem. Okay, now nodes on a plant stem. Take a look at this one, and also take a look at this one also. Okay. So here you guys can observe the first image. Look at the first image over here. Okay. This place here from where the leaves have emerged and some branches have emerged, that is called as nodes. Getting it? This one and this one. And the part of the stem between these two nodes, we call that as internode. Take another one. Take the look at this bamboo plant, bamboo stem. By the way, bamboo, what is it? Bamboo is it shrub, herb? What is it? Huh? What is bamboo, guys? Is bamboo a grass? Yeah. Bamboo is a grass or is it a tree? Yes, a general question to you guys. What is bamboo? Is it a grass or is it a tree?
Sir, grass.
It is grass. Okay, now very good. Again, it is a grass. Scientifically, it has been classified as the grass and not as plant, as a tree, I mean to say. Okay. Anyways, talking about this node here. So why we are learning about node? Because the thing is the cutting method can be used when nodes or internodes would be present on a stem. That can only be used to grow a new plant. So let us see the next image of this bamboo. So these structures that you see, that is called as node. This one, from where a branch will be emerging. Keeping it simple, basically, node will be that place in the stem of the plant from where a branch will be emerging. Look at the here also. So there the nodes are present. Got this now. And in the this is the cut away section of a bamboo plant. Okay. So in the method of cutting, a part of a plant, especially or a stem or leaf, is cut and planted in the soil. These cuttings are sometimes treated with hormones to induce root development. Now the new plant is formed from the adventitious roots developing from the cutting. But before all that, it is important the plant that I'm going to take to do this method of cutting, it must have nodes present on it. Got the important point what I'm saying? So a stem with nodes and internodes is cut and then it is being planted into a soil like it is done for the rose plant. For rose plant, it is done. So say that I have cut this plant from here. I have cut it from here, and if I were to sow it in a pot, then it will start to grow. If I were to sow it in the pot, then it will start to grow. Sometimes, like the shoot system is there, like the upper part of the plant is there. You have this stem, few leaves are there, but where is the root here? Is there any root in the stem? Obviously, no. So sometimes these cuttings, now these cut part of the plant, we can treat it with some special hormones also. Hormones would be basically some special chemical liquids which can be used to treat it. That will trigger the growth of the root in it. Getting the point, what is this hormone here? Why it is used in the cutting? To trigger or to induce the development of the root in this. Sometimes hormones can be used. Are you guys getting it? Yes. Priyanka, you getting it? Abu Bakr?
Yes, sir.
So when we plant any part of the plant,
Yes, sir.
or like a part of the plant, like a stem, by cutting it, so then it is called as cutting. Okay, no? That is the thing about it. And also it's a method of asexual reproduction. Okay, no? Because here no other plants are involved, only plant of the same type. So thereby the new plant that will be grown via the cutting method will be genetically similar. It will be identical to the parent. Getting it now? So we can call the plant as clone now. We can call this plant as clone plant. Clone basically is something like it is genetically identical to its parent plant. So both, this one is clone to the parent. So there are so many plants that are grown by the method of cutting. Like rose plant is there. You have the example of chrysanthemum. Okay, now there's one plant by the name of chrysanthemum. Okay, now chrysanthemum is grown by the method of cutting. There's a bougainvillea plant is also there. So these are some of the plants that are grown by the cutting method. And it is important that it should have nodes present on it. Nodes or internodes should be present on the stem. Then only it will grow. If it doesn't have any nodes or internode in it, then the plant will not be growing. Got the point now? Sometimes we can use hormones also to trigger the growth of roots in it. That is the thing. Next, we have the grafting. So grafting is basically a method in which two plants are combined to form a new variety. So in this method, what we do, we like any two varieties of the same crop are combined to form a new variety. Like the crop is same, but its variety is different. Like mango has different variety. Mango has different variety, for example, but the crop is mango crop. Getting my point now? So that is the thing here. Okay, in grafting, here two plants are combined to form a new variety. In this method, any two varieties of the same crop are combined to form of a new variety. And in this method, any part of one variety of a crop, such as a stem, is cut and added to another variety of the same crop in such a way that the nervous systems of both of them will be connecting each other to form a new variety here. So say this is a plant over here. So what we have done here now, Let us say, first of all, take example of two plants. Like there were two plants. This is plant A. Say that this is plant B here. Plant A and plant B here. Okay, so two plants are there, plant A and plant B. What we have done, we have cut the upper portion of one of the plant. Let us say we have cut this upper portion of this plant, this much. From here we have cut it, got this thing. We have cut it, and let's say we have removed it. We have thrown it. So let's say we have thrown it, so we are going to remove it here. All right. Now we took the plant B, we cut the stem from here. Let's say we have cut it from here, and now this part is being fixed. It's we are trying to join it to the next plant. Getting the thing now. Now here we have joined it. We have joined the upper part of this plant B to the lower part of the plant A. Getting my point? What we have done here? It's kind of simple now. So here, plants of two varieties, like plants of two varieties of the same crop, are combined to form a new variety here. So as you can see, this is the manner how it has been combined together like this. So you make a V-shaped cut like this, and another one is shaped like a it is a pointed, having a pointed shape like this, so that it goes in it like this. Like it is kind of like this. It is like this, and this one goes like this, and it gets fixed into this. And with the help of some polythene or tape, we can fix it like this. We are binding it like this. Furthermore, what will happen now? The tissues of both the plants will get integrated. Both of them will be mixing. Okay, now both of them will be joined together. Okay, now that is the thing here. Also, we know that this plant would be having its own xylem and phloem. You guys know about xylem and phloem or not? Please let me know. These are the kind of nervous system of the plant. Like in our body, we have a nervous system. We have vein, we have artery in which flow of blood takes place now. Blood flows in the veins and artery. That makes up our nervous system. Similarly, plants also have a nervous system. Okay. More specifically called as a vascular system, but stick to the term nervous system also. So they have tube-like structures in them. Just like we have tube-like structures like nerves and artery are there. So the plants also have xylem and phloem. Their xylem and phloem will be different from each other now. Getting my point, both of you?
Yes, sir.
So earlier they had different tissues, different xylem phloem, but when they were grafted like this, so their nervous system combined together. Their nervous system combined together here. So the nervous system of both of them connected together to form a new variety of plant. That is the thing. Okay. Then the question is that what is the advantage of cutting? What is the advantage of cutting method of vegetative propagation? Why is it important? How is it beneficial to us? The simple thing is that, like the plants, like is there any need to grow like here? We don't have to rely upon the seeds to grow plants of favorable quality. In a very fast manner, plants can be grown. Plants that are grown from the grafting method, they grow fast and they will be bearing the flowers fast right now. So they will grow fast. And also large number of new plants can be produced from each parent plant. Large number of plants can be produced here. You don't have to maintain it too much. Okay, no? You don't have to maintain it too much. That is the thing. Okay. So these are the advantages here. Now, while we will be choosing the two plants, now variety A and variety B. Variety A here has the root system in it, while variety B has the shoot system in it. Getting my point? Variety A, it has the root system. For the variety B plant, we took only the upper part of the plant, no, only the stem was taken. Got my point now? I'm going to erase this for you guys to understand it more appropriately. Now is it clear? So the root system is that of plant A, while the shoot system will be that of plant B. Got this thing now? Also, the plants that have roots in them, this variety A which had root in it, this one, why it's not working? This one is called as stalk. This one is called as stalk. And the another one, this stem which you had connected to the lower part of this plant, that is called as scion. That is a stalk and scion. Getting it now? That is a stalk and scion. Is this thing clear to everyone? Please let me know. If it's not, please let me know. Then I will be happy to revise this. In the method of grafting, the stalk is the rooted part of the plant. Okay, now it's the rooted part of the plant, while scion is the grafted here. Scion is grafted onto the stalk here. It's the part that is grafted onto the stalk. Getting it now? So this stalk is the rooted part that provides the root here. Okay, while scion is the, like, it's that component which is grafted onto the stalk. Okay. Also, all the different things like fruits, flowers, everything will be growing on it. That is the thing. Is this topic clear to both of you? Please clarify. Only then I will be moving to the next topic. Yes. Guys, am I audible in the class to both of you?
Sir.
Why you guys are not responding? Abu Bakr, explain the method of grafting. What have you understood from this?
Sir, grafting is like we can like we can change the type. For example, you have a different type of mango, and then we can like also like use a different type of mango, and then like tie it up like this, and then
Okay.
also you can grow.
Okay, like basically, it is basically a method where two plants are combined to form a new variety. Two plants are
Yes.
combined to form a new variety of plant, right now. So two plants of different varieties will be taken here. Right now, one of them will be the stalk that will be having roots in it. Right now, the stalk is that part of the plant that has root. Right now, so it's the rooted stem with the root, while the scion is the stem without the root, and it is grafted onto the stalk. It is fit over the stalk. Okay, that is the thing here. Furthermore, what we learned, the nervous system of both the plants will connect together now. It had different nervous system, but both the nervous system connects together. So over time, nervous system connects and becomes single. What are some of the plants that are grown via this method? So the most common one, as all of you know, that is mango. Different guava plants are also there. Okay, no? Guava is also grown in such a manner. We can do the grafting with guava also. We have some flowers also like hibiscus. hibiscus, rose, etc. So that's all about grafting. If there's confusion in this, please let me know. Hmm? All right, now that is the thing. Also, this allows us to combine different qualities and characteristics from different plants. Okay, now, like say that this plant was a strong. It had a very good root. This was a strong and sturdy tree. Strong and sturdy tree. So actually, it was a strong and sturdy because its roots were very good. Its roots were very good. Okay, now. But this one, the mango, let's say we are taking example of mango. So the mango of this tree, now, it was having a very good taste. It had good taste. It had good taste. So when we attach this mango tree with good taste to a strong and sturdy tree, so we get a new tree with both good taste and strength also. So the new tree, the mango of the new tree, new tree that is formed, it not only has mango of good taste, but also have good strength. So both the qualities are mixed, and both of them are favorable. All right, that is the thing. Next, we are going to learn about the layering method. Okay. So in the layering method, no, like it's a method of again vegetative propagation where a healthy branch of a plant is bent. It does not bend naturally. We are manually doing this. It is bent and it is partially buried in the soil. It is partially buried in the soil. So what do you observe here? You guys can see these iron structures. Can you guys observe this blue structure, Priyanka? These blue structures that you see over here. So we have we are manually pressing down this stem. Okay, no? So we manually place it over here, and the stems are manually bent, and it is covered with soil also. And from there, adventitious roots will be developing. It will emerge out of the plant. Furthermore, we can again cover it with some more soil. Okay. So this stem, this stem has not developed the roots. It has not developed the roots. So roots that develops from this buried portion of the stem, now this forms a very strong root system. Okay, na? And branches will also start to come out of this. Okay, na? And this branch now grows into a separate plant. This is a branch actually. The one that you see over here, this is a branch actually. But now this branch will grow into a new plant here. Okay. And this method of vegetative propagation will be used for so many plants. Like for example, we can do it in the case of plants like jasmine flower. You have heard of this name, jasmine flower? Jasmine. Like cherry. Cherry, it can be grown by the method of layering. Or grapevine. Yes?
I have heard of jasmine.
Okay, no? You would have. So this method involves twisting the branches or stems of the plant so that they touch the ground, right now. So the part of the branch or stem that comes in contact with the ground is then covered with soil. Roots extend out from these structures, right now. And later on, also we see that the branches here, they also grow here. Branches are also growing here, right now. So this is the type, this type of layering will be occurring naturally also, but here we are doing it in human intervention is involved. Got this thing now? So that is the thing. Hope you guys have understood this. Now what if I were to cut it from here? What if I were to cut it from here? It will grow, it will be detached from the parent plant and will grow independently. Will no longer be attached to the parent plant and will grow independently. Got this thing now? So these are some of the plants. Okay. Hope you guys have understood this. All right now. Now this attached stem with developing root is known as a layer. This attached stem with developing root, what do we call this as? We know it by the name of layer.
Layer.
So that's all about the method of layering. Hope it should be clear. So we had learned about layering, grafting, and cutting so far. Grafting, cutting, and layering. These are the different things we have learned so far. Okay, now, although there are some other methods also, like suckering is also there. Okay, now, suckering is also one another method. Okay. Now talking about what are the advantages of these methods. Like what are the advantages of these? Okay, so we'll be learning about this, but let us complete this tissue culture method also, like how this is used. Okay, so talking about tissue culture here, what do you guys understand by tissue? What is tissue? Hmm? Yes, what is tissue? Yes, Priyanka, what is tissue? Not that difficult, I think.
Certain paper.
Tissue, not paper, not paper. I'm talking about tissue. We have tissue, organ, cells in that context. Abu Bakr, you explain what is tissue? Yes. If no, I will be telling you guys. Just try to answer this, explain this. I know you guys would have learned about this. It's a basic thing. Maybe you're not able to find the correct words to describe it, but try to describe it in simple terms.
So tissue uh, is like
Mm.
is like
Yes.
when like so there is a rare species of a plant. Uh, you so then you take a leaf of it and you try to make more. So then you take small samples of
I'm
the
not, I
leaf.
haven't asked about tissue culture. I haven't asked about tissue culture. I'm asking about tissue only. What is tissue?
I don't know.
Priyanka, you also don't know. See, basically tissue now. Tissue is basically a group of cells that have similar function to perform. They have a same structure and same function to perform. Like for example, in our body, take the example of skin tissue. Take the example of skin. So all the cells in our skins have same structure and they have same function to perform. That is to protect our body. To protect our body. So they are. We know that in our body, and in every living organism, the tiniest structural unit is a cell, right? Cell is the smallest unit of life now, right? So take the example of a human. So in the body of a human, for example, there are different parts in the body of a human, and different parts would be made out of different cells. Take the example of bones. So bones, take the example of muscles, take the example of like the heart. uh, like the bones are made out of bone cells, muscles will be also made up of muscle cells, and heart will be made out of heart cells, right? So what we see that different cells, like cells of similar type and similar structure, comes together to form a tissue. It comes together to form a tissue now. So we have a group of tissue. Getting my point? So like for example, take the case of muscle tissue. Take the case of muscle tissue. So muscle tissue would be looking like this. I am drawing a rough diagram of the tissue of muscles. This is a muscle tissue. And the small structures that you see here, this one here, all these are the cells. Notice how all the cells look similar. Notice how all the cells look similar in structure. They have a same structure. Getting it now? They kind of are having a structure like this. Getting my point? So when groups of cells are there, when basically tissues would be group of cells which have a similar structure and have similar function also. Like they are here, it is a muscle. This is a muscle tissue. Uh, that is a muscle tissue. What is the function of muscle tissue? Yes, what is the function of muscle tissues? Basically, we are able to do movement with the help of muscles. We are able to do movement because of muscles now. Blood circulation takes occurs through the muscles, right? The muscular tissues in our stomach helps in the process of digestion. So muscle tissues are made out of same type of cells and they have same function to perform. So generally talking about tissues, as we're learning about tissues now, so we say that tissue is a group of cells that have similar structure and they have same function to perform. And tissues, you would have learned about this, that group of cells forms tissues, group of tissues forms an organ, group of organ forms an organ system, and then an organism. This is something you would have learned. It is important to get these basic things clear. So by now you would have understood the idea, got the idea about tissue or not? Huh? Similarly, you will be having xylem tissue also in the plant body also. That is the thing about. So in the method of tissue culture, what we take the plant cells from different parts of a plant, or basically we are taking the tissues from different parts of a plant. Getting it now? So we take tissues from different parts of the plant, and with the help of that, a new plant can be grown. So what is being done here? Let's say we have taken some very tiny samples of this plant. So from this plant, I'm scraping some tiny parts here. Then this tiny part is being placed in this growth in this medium. Okay, now where some special hormones have been put, some special things, liquids have been put here, which will promote the growth of this tissue. The tissue sample has been placed in a growth rich medium like called as agar growth medium that contains the essential nutrients and the hormones to promote the growth of the tissue here. And sometime later, the samples will develop into tiny plantlets. Plantlets are very tiny plants. They're called as plantlets. Now, later on, the plantlets have been now planted into some compost. Compost is a type of manure. Okay, na? It's a kind of fertilizer. So here, what we are seeing that just with the help of a tiny tissue of a plant, we can grow so many plants out of it. Thousands and thousands of plants can be grown with just a small tissue of a plant. Also, this tissue culture has been helpful to us in order to increase the number of rare and endangered plant species that are unable to grow under natural conditions. So if there's a plant species that is endangered, so endangered plant species can be preserved via tissue culture. Okay, na? So that is the thing. Okay, like there are so many species of plants also that is endangered. Their numbers are decreasing. Okay. So hope you guys are getting the concept of tissue culture. Priyanka, have you understood what happens in the method of tissue culture? Abu Bakr, you also tell me. The whole thing I will be like to sum it up in this manner. Like you have taken some leaf. I have taken a part of leaf. Let's say I have cut this much part of the leaf. Okay, now I have taken this tiny part of the leaf. Now I have taken it to a lab where it is placed in a growth promoting medium. That growth promoting medium contains all the necessary nutrients that will help this grow further. Okay, now so I have placed it. After some time now, after some time, tiny plantlets starts to grow out of it. Tiny plantlets will start to grow out of it. And once it would have grown to a suitable size, then I will grow it in a manure. I will take some manure. You guys understand what is manure, what is compost or not? If not, please let me know.
I know.
You know, Priyanka, what about you?
No, sir.
No. See, basically, um, like whenever crops are grown, fertilizers are added to the crop field now to increase the growth of the crops. Fertilizers are added. Fertilizers are, they basically contain the essential nutrients that is good for the plant. There are two types of fertilizers. One that is a chemical fertilizer that is made in the laboratories and in factories. Another one is a organic or natural fertilizer which even you guys can make in the garden, in the backyard of the house. You can make it. Just take some dead organic substances from the house, like take vegetable peels, fruit peels, leftover food, or any other uh, leftover organic matter. You can take it, just dump it in the soil. Okay, and just dump it under the soil. You can even add some earthworms in it to speed up the process of decomposition. And after 1 month or after 1 or 2 months, all of that would have decreased to to a manure, to a organic substance that will be highly rich in nutrients and that are good for the plant. So here we have added kind of some manure is added here because that contains lots of nutrients. Like it will contain magnesium, it will contain iron, it will contain lots of things like calcium, okay, now nitrogen, that is good for the soil. It will contain phosphorus also and potassium also. That is good for the soil, for the plant, and these will grow further. So what is the advantage of tissue culture here? That we are able to grow lots of plants from just a tiny sample of the plant. And this method is effective particularly in protecting endangered species of the plants. You guys understand what is endangered plant? Huh? You guys understand what is endangered?